Good people of the internet, it is I, Jason, Painfully Honest Tech, back again with another video. How you doing? Today we've got a sponsored video from the good folks over at Tozo headphones, earbuds. We've got them right now. Here they are. Let's take a listen and talk about what I'm hearing, and then I will give you my first impressions, and you will have some kind of sense of whether or not you want to buy these Tozo headphones, which a lot of people that I know really like this brand. I have not heard them before, so this is new for me. This is the blue color, which is very nice. And then there's also a champagne color, a galaxy blue color, and a black. And so I have the regular blue. I'm going to get them out of the box, and I'm going to do a little bit of a listening test. Going to run through the specs. I'm going to do all that kind of stuff. So let's get started. These things right now on Amazon are they're usually $149. They're $99 right now. They have high-res audio, wireless, LDAC support, Origin X Pro, and then my eyes are too old to read what that says to take my glasses off. TUV Rhineland certified. Looking around the back, balanced armature, dynamic drivers, LDAC, and high-res audio wireless. As we said, call noise reduction, active noise cancellation, IPX6 water resistance. We've got Bluetooth 5.3. We've got 12 millimeter diameter dynamic speaker, and then also balanced armature drivers, smart battery capacity with LED display, and at least 32 hours using ultra-long battery life. Woohoo! Let's go ahead and pop these guys open. Woo! They're a pretty blue. All of the different stuff. So we don't need any of that stuff. We just need this. Let's get that out of the way. And here they are. Activate warranty. Scan this little guy. Don't scan mine. But there's a little guy right there. A little QR code that will start your 18-month warranty. So we're going to open these up. It says it has 96% charge. And then we're going to go ahead and put these guys in. So we've got a full charge on each of the buds. The buds are blinking, which means the buds are ready to pair. So it's blinking again. Tozo Golden X1. And they're connected. That much is easy as pie. And now I put them in. There we go. So the way that these things work is you put them in your ear like so, and then you just twist them in to sort of lock them in place. Bring the volume down on the left ear by pressing and holding. Then to bring the volume up, you press and hold the right ear. So right now I'm just maybe 60% listening to some Mudhoney. Got the Tozo Golden X1s here. So I'm going to go through and listen to some stuff. And now we got Paul Westerberg. Let me get to my playlist. All right, let's shuffle. Van Morrison, Into the Mystic. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know this song, I recommend that you listen to it. What I've got going on here is just these things as they come out of the box, and I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing right now as I listen to some music. Right now I'm listening to Last Goodbye by Jeff Buckley, High Res Lossless. This is a song I know incredibly well. And there's a separation stereo field, really good. It's very wide. Like I always think of the stereo field as kind of like a half, like a horizon, you know, the sun got, what am I saying? It's like a half circle, right? And so things can kind of go all the way out here. And sometimes with different headphones, you get different levels of soundstage. But right now, you've got a very nice, very wide, like, you know, the acoustic guitars are always panned right and left. And you can hear very well, very distinctly bass drum and vocals and bass guitar are always straight up the middle. Now I'm listening to AC/DC, and I have this at like 95%. Not like uncomfortably loud. Actually, it's pretty decent, but I can't really hear all that well. So the one thing that I'm hearing before the bass drum, the bass guitar and everything comes in is that there's a gate on the snare. Basically, it sounds like bam, and it goes and closes. Phil Collins' In the Air Tonight is probably the most famous one of all of those. And so right here, we're listening to Shook Me All Night Long. Again, just like with the Jeff Buckley, it's got a really wide stereo field. I've seen a lot of people say that Tozo headphones are bass heavy, and I'm not a bass heavy kind of guy, and this is not bass heavy to me. So that's good. That's good. Let's go to, okay, something more contemporary. I think, therefore, I am. Much more extended bass in this track than there is in any of the others. The sub bass comes out nicely. It's in the song panned to both the left and the right. So whether they're using an 808 or whatever it is they're using to get that bass line, it's doubled on both sides. Nice sub bass tone. So that's very cool. That's very cool. The Tozo Golden X1 here. It is on sale, and I will have links down in the description as always. What are my first impressions thought? How do I feel after my first listen? Well, I've listened to a lot of earbuds. The fit of these is very, very comfortable, very secure. I feel very confident wearing them, if that makes any sense. They go into your ear, and for me, anyway, the medium-sized tips were very comfortable, and I didn't feel like there was any slipping or any discomfort whatsoever in the first, 20 plus minutes that I used them. Listening-wise, as I've said, I don't like to EQ anything. I always test with stuff that I know extremely well, and I will say that these are very full sounding. Some headphones will not sound thin, but they'll sound sort of clinical. Everything will be very precise and very crisp, but there won't be a lot of, sort of upper mid-range oomph. These have a little bit of upper mid-range oomph, and the bass is nice and full. On a bass-heavy song like Therefore I Am by Billie Eilish, there's a big I'm impressed. And with 36 hours of battery life, active noise cancellation, call noise cancellation, Bluetooth 5.3, all the stuff that this has on board for $149 regularly, $99 right now, that is quite the good deal. So I have to recommend checking these out if you're in the market for a high quality earbud. These definitely should be on your list. I'm looking forward to listening to them even more. And if you want to know my long-term thoughts on these, let me know down in the comments below. These are the Tozo Golden X1s in the blue color. And I have very much enjoyed my first listen with them. I think you might enjoy them too. Links down in the description below. Thanks so much for being here once again. My name is Jason. Painfully Honest Tech. We're back, people, with Tozo Golden X1. Until the next time, I'm out.